Suffering is a mirror. If you never look at it, you will never see yourself in it. Suffering is not you, it is the mirror. I love you all so much. I'm Shapeshifter. I walk through doors. Yeah. So, welcome to the series, 7 Segments of Compassion, by yours truly, Shapeshifter. He very much walks through doors. Yes, that's me. So the first segment of compassion is values, morals, and safe presence. Number one, the values part of it. I'm really talking about valuing what matters most, and universally speaking, of course. Compassion is universal. It's for everyone. No one left out, no one left behind. That sort of mentality is definitely compassionate. But universally speaking, what does matter most? Well, I like to say that the suffering being, the person or the being that's suffering the most is the most important. And I feel like really what that means is the healing of suffering is the most important thing, and it's the number one valued thing in compassion language. So I did discover this recently, and I feel like it is very true, and many beings might think that some things matter more than the healing of suffering, but it's not true. I really did prove it to myself. I really did. Not really. Because, well, let's just put it this way. I thought I valued something equally as much or maybe more, and then someone's suffering, someone in terrible suffering appeared in my life, and I realized that more importantly than anything else is the healing of suffering. This is compassion. The specifics of what that looks like, well, as within, so without, right? So it just matters that within yourself you value what matters most. This will activate you in a sense and mold your actions or allow your actions to be compassionate. In a way, valuing what matters most is caring, which I'll talk about later in a later principle here, a later segment, a later video. But for now, that's values, 1, and now 2 is morals. So we all have a conscience, right? And I think we all know what is truly right. And living a highly moral life is doing only what is truly right. all the time. And well, you can kind of look at it like there's some things that are okay, there's some things that are wrong, and there's some things that are great. But what is the highest possible moral response for beings led by their own conscience? This is something I would love for you to contemplate, for everyone to contemplate, honestly. So we can kind of just tap into our conscience. I feel like it is that easy. We already know, and we might be stubborn or proud of something and not letting go of our stubbornness. But I think we all know at the core how to do what's right, and we know what's right. So but also there are some things that could help. One, to know what is truly right and do only what is truly right. And I feel like, well, we're born with our guidance system, the guidance of our inner conscience. So that old saying, follow your own heart, I would add the word own heart rather than just follow your heart, follow the heart. It's follow your own heart. Because within ourselves, at the innermost core of who we are as a being, a separate being, is where we find our oneness and our well, really our love, but also our life and our light. So we are nature, we are all nature. But there's some things that can help, like the guidance of our soul, like following our soul, or the guidance of life, following our heart. I'd like everyone to contemplate these things as well. It's like the guidance. Some might call it spiritual guidance, or shamanic guidance, or even earth-based guidance. But it's really just doing what feels right and what makes sense and stuff like that, you know? I feel like that's helpful, but what's truly helpful is tapping into your own inner answer of your own inner conscience. Because you already know what's right and how to only do what's truly right. Yeah, you got this. So that's morals. And now safe presence is number 3. So clearly, when being compassionate, being around beings that are suffering and being around your own suffering, you have to be safe, and you have to emit a safe presence to others, or else no one's gonna want to hang out with you. They're not gonna want you to be compassionate towards them, and they'll probably just want you to respect their boundaries, which is an important part of being careful. I would say it's part of the segment of being caring and careful. And just a quick side note, if you haven't watched the first description video, I believe it is just titled The 7 Segments of Compassion, announcing a future series by Shapeshifter. So that's like a 3-minute video if you guys wanted to check that out. It's got all the segments kind of like in order spoken. You could even write them down if you decide. It's up to you. It's for everyone. Compassion is for everyone. And I learned it from a rock. Yes, it's true. The compassion stone. It's a compassion stone. You know? It is. It's the compassion stone. Okay. So 3 safe presents. A great goal is becoming trustworthy. And as a means to recognize trustworthiness in others. You only want to trust the trustworthy. You'll benefit greatly from trusting the trustworthy. There are many gifts and jewels that abide within that realm. The realm of trusting the trustworthy. But many terrible things come from trusting the untrustworthy. So don't do that. I feel like when you are trustworthy, trustworthiness is not such a hard thing to recognize. It's felt in the heart, really, instantly. But if you're not at that point where you're confused, you should probably start asking yourself, are you trustworthy? And you should probably start testing your own heart and testing the hearts of others and start to contemplate and understand what this means to be trustworthy. I really am describing it in a way, so it's like we gotta hold this safe presence, this trustworthiness, in other words, for beings that are suffering to heal. It's not very appealing to others to heal in a space that doesn't feel safe, for them to be vulnerable, safe, completely safe. Because safe means thriving in total freedom and in total vulnerability. Total freedom within their vulnerability. Wouldn't that feel great to just have a presence that's like emitting that freedom to choose to be vulnerable in whichever way, so you can kind of figure out yourself in a non-judgmental, safe, compassionate, loving, forgiving, purifying space. And then one thing as a side note is it's really great to just not change things sometimes and just allow the blooming of that other to happen. Sometimes all that people need is a space that feels safe and sacred to bloom into the flower power that they are, that we are. Anyway, sorry to be cheesy. I'm gonna end the video now, actually. But anyway, that is segment 1 of compassion, values, morals, and safe presence. Hope you all enjoyed. Also down below, if you feel like it, you could like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you.